Hey everybody, it's Moira Kucaba, and I wanted to make this quick video because this tracker, this walker, runner, jogger tracker, has been kind of requested just a lot in the roundtable, and I've had tons and tons of messages requesting it. So I went ahead and put it up in the roundtable, so it is available. But I thought, gosh, I should probably really run through and kind of give people the lowdown of where this came from and how my team uses it. So the reason that we developed this is because we were lucky enough to have a lot of successful people on our team. And I saw that these really powerful coaches that were hitting Success Club 20, 30, 40, 50 were almost making people on the team that were hitting Success Club 5, it was kind of making them feel like failures, like they weren't, good enough, that they weren't successful. And it was kind of, disheartening to people to compare themselves to these other people. And we've always had this concept of discount, hobby, and career coach, but I just really wanted to redefine that. And the other thing that I really wanted was I wanted the people that were running to feel like they could take their foot off the gas and still feel successful. So we developed this concept of walker, jogger, runner. And so you'll see on the different trackers that the daily behaviors are, if you're a walker, those should be your daily behaviors. If you're a jogger, the daily behaviors are defined. And if you're a runner, the daily behaviors are defined. There's obviously, the list gets longer the quicker you pick up your pace. And also what you understand, because I really think it's encouraging also, especially to people that want to be runners, to know that, they need to establish team culture, that they need to be hosting their own sneak peeks and business opportunity calls, that they need to understand compensation and coach placement and developing your brand and things like that. And so the other thing that's important to know on this is if you get a brand new coach that really wants to run, they should, grab the runner tracker, even though they may not understand everything. So if you're brand new, that doesn't mean you're a walker. It's really just the pace at which you want to build your business. But here's where the magic happens, you guys. In the summer, when my kids are out of school and I don't want to work just as hard as I do during the school year, which is, a lot, I want to be a jogger. So I can, instead of feeling like a failure all summer because I'm not accomplishing, what I'm accomplishing on a weekly or monthly basis during the school year, I can take out the jogger tracker and I can check off the things that are on there and know that that is my intention. My intention for those 3 months is to be a jogger. My intention each week is to hit those marks. And when I fulfill that, I feel really successful. I've set my intention, I've accomplished it, and I feel good about where I'm at versus feeling like a failure. So this is something that's important, I think, to everybody, because I know it's been asked a lot to me is, well, the tracker is blank. Like, why is the tracker blank? The tracker is blank because I think that obviously a brand new coach of mine, what the behaviors that she needs to be tracking are very, very different than the behaviors that I need to be tracking. And as successful as I, have been, I still need to be tracking, or I'm not going to maintain that success, or I'm not going to grow my business. So I still need to always be on my A game, and so things like that are on my tracker are to, check in with my people that are pushing for team leader, check in with my people that are pushing for diamond or star diamond. I still have on my tracker that I'm adding people to my network, that I'm following up with those people. And also it changes all the time, week to week. I tend to focus on recruiting to the challenge the first 2 weeks of the month. So the first 2 weeks, my tracker always says invite to the challenge, and it has X amount of people. The last 2 weeks of the month, I'm tracking how many people I'm inviting to the coach opportunity, or how many conversations I'm having around that. So for the most part, this looks the same for me every week, but there's usually 1 or 2 or 3 things that change. The bottom of this, which I think again is really key, is that this isn't all business. For me, this was from a couple weeks ago, this particular tracker. I was tracking sleep because I was not sleeping enough, and I had to really get better at that. I had to, and I can't get better at something unless I know the mark that I need to hit. If I'm getting 40 hours of sleep a week, I need to shoot for 45. If I'm getting 45, I need to shoot for 50. We can't succeed. We can't improve upon what we don't track. That's the expression. So we have to track these certain behaviors. I also had been kind of falling off my A game with my containers. So I started tracking my containers every day and checking off if I hit the mark. I started tracking if I was going live on my like page. So you can see that a lot of the things that I'm tracking are radically different than a brand new coach. And so this is a tool that you can sit down with your coaches on a GSR call on, or a monthly check-in, or a every 6-month check-in. Anytime you need to check in with your PS coaches, you can say, let me see your tracker. Let's come up and define what we want to put on this list. And this is something I talked about at leadership. So I had, for example, a diamond coach who had kind of been successful from the get-go, push, 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 push. She hit diamond. She was doing really well. She was always a Success Club 10 and up girl. And she called me one day and just was done. She wanted to quit. She wanted to throw in the towel. And so this was the tool that I got to use with her. I said, listen, let's just pull back the throttle a little bit. Let's pull out the walker tracker. Let's pull out the walker tracker and make your goal to post on social media once a day. Let's hit these marks instead of feeling like you have to maintain hitting these marks, and let's find success in that. But here's where it really works. I got to connect with that coach and ask her what she was struggling with. And of course, it was quality time with her husband and quality time with her children and being present. So I made her track her non-working hours. I had her track date night with her husband. I had her track, getting outside for either a walk or a bike ride with her children every day of the week. We are here, you guys, not just to build successful Beachbody coaches. We are here to help people build successful lives. So it's really important to not just look at this as a business activity tracker, but as a life success tracker. And I will tell you that this comes straight from Darren Hardy's Living Your Best Year Ever. So I became a coach in July 2015, or I started working the business in July 2015. And I took it upon myself to do that program that Darren Hardy has that December. It set me up for great success in my first full year in the business, because I was super, super clear on what my 3 banner goals were for the year, as that's how he terms it, what my monthly goals needed to be to hit that yearly goal, and what my weekly goals needed to be to hit that monthly and therefore yearly goal. So it's this whole reverse engineering, and you're reverse engineering it back into what you're tracking daily. And when you really make the connections on year, month, week, and day, you're going to be motivated to do the work every day. You're just going to get it on a level that you didn't get it before. And so I really want you to pay super, super close attention to this side. My team, it says Sunday evening, so my team screenshots and takes pictures, and everybody shares their tracker on Sunday night. So we see tons of people's trackers. It really connects us as a team, because we get to see what everybody wants to cultivate in their life. Their business goals, but their personal goals. So they're screenshotting this, and they're screenshotting this. And they're making a commitment out loud. It's just like the challenge group. This is their accountability to themselves and to the team. And like I said, it really connects us, because we get to see, and everybody's commenting on everybody's stuff. But you guys, there's power. There's so much power in rewriting your yearly, monthly, and weekly goals every single day. Again and again and again, or I should say every single week, again and again and again. When I write down the personal development I'm studying, or it says BD skills I'm studying, and that's business development. When I write down business development, and I write it down one week and I don't do it, and then I write it down the next week and I don't do it, and by the 3rd week, I am like, oh my gosh, if I don't start doing this, I'm going to make myself crazy. So it pushes you. It lights the fire under you. You also get to look at your week in review. You get to look back and see where your successes and failures are. You end up coming up with a plan. You're listing what you're grateful for. The really important piece that I want to make sure that, and this is really the crux of why I wanted to do this video, is that when you are done doing this, and so this takes me like 30 minutes every single Sunday, because of the second piece. I don't just write it out and then cross my fingers and hope it happens during the week. I have to take out my calendar and I have to find the time in my Monday to do every single activity on here. And then my Tuesday, just because life is life, looks radically different than my Monday. So then I have to find the time in my Tuesday. I have to schedule every single one of these in every single day, Monday through Friday, if not Monday through Sunday. So I am scheduling these in, because if you do this and that's it, it's never going to happen. You have to make sure you carve out the time, just like we carve out the time for our exercise, we carve out the time for your personal development. You have to carve out the time in your life to schedule these things in to get them done. So that's it, you guys. I highly recommend going through Living Your Best Year Ever with Darren Hardy as a team. My team did it last year together. We're getting ready to do it again this year. It is a game changer. But, you know, you can do all the work on the front end. You can do the exercises. You can get really clear on what it is you want to cultivate in your life. But if you're not tracking them every week, it's truly just a waste of time. So do the front end work, but follow through. Do the work of tracking your behaviors, and you will have massive, massive success. So you guys, I hope you have a great day. I hope this helped, and I will see you soon. Bye.